Yo, what's happening? Jon Fitch here, and we're closing out the year. It went by fast. It's a lovely Sunday evening, and weather's been okay. Weather's been okay out here in the San Ho. A little bit uh, rainy, but warm. Can't complain. Although I am seeing pictures from my mom of back home in Indiana, and there's snow on the ground. I did a seminar a few weeks ago out in Rensselaer, New York, near Albany, and there was snow, and I miss it. I miss it. I kind of miss it. Even though you gotta like scrape the windows and you gotta sit in the car for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes before you can go anywhere to let everything like melt and get all warm and cozy in there. I kind of miss it, you know. I've told you guys before that I'm in the process of looking for homes in Indiana. I'm looking to make the move, looking to head out there, and I'm excited about it. New house. I'll probably start a gym. I'll have more news on that as things develop, but that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find a house. It's a little difficult because yeah, I'm not there physically to look at things, but my parents get a kick out of looking at homes and stuff, and they do it for fun, just without even me asking them. Like, hey, go look at this house. It's funny. My dad's remodeled four homes by himself, done the majority of the work with his own hands. He's a master craftsman. That was like his hobby throughout the years, was building things. And he made an awesome little like tile wood hot plate for me and my Amanda for Christmas. It was amazing. It's like he made a little wood box with had a thumb, had a goober in it, little goober in it with all our old pictures. So my mom had put together. I got to go through that and watch. I've been super busy at home myself. I don't know if you can see, I got paint. I got paint on the hands because I've been trying to do some touch-up work around the house because I am gonna have to sell it here uh, in the next few months. It's, you know, so yeah, it'd be better to have a fresh coat of paint and things looking nice, especially since I didn't even notice the amount of cheap work they did on the house when I bought it. Like it's all really like low grade paint that they barely put one coat on, and it's all chipping and it got dirty and smudged, and it's like it's so sad how little effort companies and people put into things. They're like, oh, just do the least amount of effort and then sell it for the highest price. And people are like, oh, that's capitalism. That's capitalism. No, it's not capitalism. That's greed. It's just greed. That's being lazy to make a quick buck. That's not capitalism. Capitalism is owning your labor. You own your labor. You set your price. That's capitalism. People take advantage of that and they do cheap shit and they don't do quality work. Don't blame capitalism. Don't blame a person's ability to set a price, because that only steals from you. And you end up with communism and food lines and people dying. So quit being retarded. Average house in Seattle is 600,000. Yeah, I think we're above that here in the Bay Area. I think we're well above that here. And it's weird because you'll see some houses are just starkly overpriced, even back in Indiana. Like there's some you can see that are under the $200,000 mark that need some upgrades and improvements, and it makes sense that they're at that price, even still a little bit overvalued. But then you'll see some houses that don't have much done to them, or just a fresh coat of paint, you know, the lipstick on a pig thing, and They're asking, 400,000. It's crazy. It is wild. But I don't think that's not gonna stop. I don't think there's gonna be a pullback. I think what's happening is exactly what they want to happen. Housing gets more and more unaffordable, with property taxes, insurance, all of the extra expenses that go into owning a property. I think it's not on accident. I think they're trying to get it to a point where uh, it's cheaper to rent than buy, so they can force everybody into renting. You'll own nothing and be happy. That's the plan. That's the plan. And I don't think anybody is going to be able to stop that. Uh, that's in an elected office. I don't think the president has that much power. This thing seems out of focus a little bit. Oh, there we go. I got all fuzzy. I thought it was me for a second. I thought I was looking, my eyes were making things look fuzzy. But welcome to the show, guys. Welcome. There's no fights. There are no fights this weekend. We're not going to get fights for a little while. I don't even know. We should look. Go do it real time. Look it up. What is the next UFC card? They don't even have anything listed. They don't even have their next event listed. Are you kidding me? That's retarded. That's what? They don't even have. So they have the Colby and Buckley fight. Is the last one. I just you googled it, and okay, so they're not even announcing their next card. That's weird. I don't know what's going on with PFL other than they're screwing people over and not giving fights to people and not letting people out of their contracts. What's the next big thing with PFL? They have old stuff up. Timur Kizriev beats Brendan Loughlin, and Francis Ngannou defeats Ferreira, but they don't have any upcoming announcements. What the hell? Let's look at the schedule. The schedule. They don't have. Why are they listening? You got to scroll through everything, or no? There's nothing. Friday, November 29th, World Championships. That's this year. So nobody even has. That's awful. That's what is happening in the world, man. I don't even understand. There's been a serious drop off in anybody trying to do anything of quality at all. Yeah, the Bellator wing of things doesn't. Yeah, it's all old news. Nothing up and coming. Everybody's just on hold, I guess. Everybody's just on hold until the new year. That's wild, man. Like they're not trying to promote themselves at all. That's weird. Does anybody else find that weird? Like, wouldn't you have like your next 3 shows or something like planned and like, hey, we're doing these big things in 2025. You're just not going to do anything. No announcements, no plans, no contracts signed. I was listening to John Nash. Hey, not the face. Guys, look him up on YouTube. He gives partial podcasts for free up on YouTube. You can listen to those. Crazy good information. But his views may get less views than mine. People, I don't know what's going on with the world, man. It's really weird. Nobody really gives a shit about quality at all. It's all about dollars and views, clout, things that are not real. It's not real value. And it's all anybody is focused on. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm an old man screaming at the clouds, I guess, but I don't care. Live Bellator on earlier? I don't think so. Not today. Like, they didn't even have any announcements or anything from today. It was probably a repeat of something in the past. I don't know, man. It's weird. There's a lot of weird things going on. There is a lot of like positivity. There's a lot of positive feelings, I think, which is good. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that Trump did get elected. No, I think there's a lot of false hope and thinking that one man is going to be able to do anything, and that autistic billionaire that gets a lot of funding from the government and oh, I don't know. And then the other guy, the Vivek, he gives me really slimeball feels, and I don't want to be a poo-poo on the good feelings a lot of people have, because I think that's good. I think just everybody being positive. I think there was a big win with Trump being elected in the war on the culture war. I think that was a big win. I think that puts a lot of people in a positive mindset, but I think it's also really dangerous because I think a lot of people are not going to be paying attention to what's going on and just think things are going to be fine because, oh, our savior is going to save us. He's going to take care of it. No problem. And I don't know, man. And I voted for Trump twice before. I didn't vote this last one. I voted for him twice before, but like, I voted for him because he was funny. He was funny, and he was way better than the other candidates. And I thought it was funny to watch the left freak out, and that was worth it to me. That was worth my vote. I don't think he was really going to change anything because our problems laid way deeper than any one president is going to be able to rectify or solve or do anything with. It's going to take 3 or 4 presidents in a row to handle things and get things on track. And you're going to have to go directly at the financial system for that to happen. And I don't think they're going to do that because the financial system makes things good for those guys who are at the top, the richest of the rich. Like, the way things work now is awesome for them because they make the most money off of it. Like, inflation isn't going to hurt them because they have a lot of assets. They own a lot of what's in the stock market. So when prices go up and everything goes up, like, they just get richer, and the rest of us get squeezed more. So I don't think they have a lot of incentive to do anything about it. So, like, my point of view is it's up to you as an individual to make things happen. Like, nothing they do is going to help you. Mac and Logan, that's just gross. It's just gross. Like, the normies in combat sports, the low vibration midwits. I don't even think they're midwits. Like, they don't care about combat sports. They don't care. Like, these people aren't boxing fans. They're not MMA fans. They do not actually care. They're just there for the spectacle. They're fans of spectacle. So I think it's really dangerous to sell to these people and to shift your whole business model towards pleasing the spectacle-driven fans. Because the second something new pops up that's more of a spectacle, they're going to jump ship. They're going to jump. And it's not going to be good. It's going to be ugly. Slap fighting, yeah, that's the thing. Like, that could be one of those spectacle type things that does take over. It's a lot shorter. The matches are a lot shorter. You know, you're guaranteed that you're probably going to see a knockout, and it's going to go really well in the social media because they're small bits, small pieces of entertainment of watching somebody get knocked the hell out. Lane, I don't want to be curmudgeon about it. I think there are plenty of good things that are already coming about because that shift in culture war, that shift in mentality, um, with Trump's election. But I think people are putting away too much faith, you know, and I don't know. Because all right, so like I had made a point making fun of the Doge thing. Oh, we're gonna create a new agency or gonna create something new um to get rid of all these other programs. And I just thought it was just more you're adding more bureaucracy to get rid of the old bureaucracy. And when you do that, like nothing ever really happens. Nothing ever really happens. You're gonna get these old people overlooking it. Maybe they'll make a couple short uh short-term cuts or something, but nothing will really get done because there's huge implications to that, right? And I'm not defending any of these institutions. I think they all need to be gotten rid of. But you're going to have a major problem with people not having jobs, and you have a lot of people who don't want agency. You want to cut all these agencies, but people don't want their own agency in themselves. So who's going to take control of these people who don't have any agency? You know, when people don't want to take care of their own health care. So we want someone else to tell us what to eat and how to eat. Like you're more than capable of doing the things yourself to make sure that you're healthy and eating right and putting the right things into your body. Hell, if you really want to do something about it, go and move away and grow your own food, hunt, like do it yourself. But most people do not want agency in themselves or over themselves. Bitcoin is up. Yes, I think Bitcoin is up big time, and it's going to be a big time because inflation. It's going to keep pushing up higher and higher, and that's good. And I hope you guys got in on it. I've been telling people to buy it since 2014. That's when I bought in. I'm up a whole lot. I'm doing really well because of Bitcoin. I've been pushing that for a long time. Immigration. I don't believe anything they're saying about immigration because Republicans love cheap labor. It's just about cheap labor. There's been plenty of times in the past that they could have done something about immigration. Trump could have done more to build the wall. He could have, but he didn't. Oh, well, the Democrats blocked him. Well, didn't write a presidential whatever order that those guys love to do all the time. Like I just, and I'm glad that everybody's feeling better about stuff. And it is an improvement. I think he's definitely an improvement, but he's still 80 something years old. I don't like the idea of having an old person telling the rest of us what to do. I don't like it at all. I don't think it's smart. I think we need age limits. Like I don't think there should be somebody who's older than 75 in office. I don't. I really don't. That may even be too old. And it's like, yeah, it's better than Joe's, but for me, it's like, yeah, I like smooth turds more than turds with corn in it. It's still a turd. But yeah, it is still better. It is still better because people are more positive, and I think that goes a long way. It goes a long way when people are happy and ready to go and willing to work hard because they think things are turning. I think it was very demoralizing having the left in control and pushing their bullshit. I think that was kind of humiliating and demoralizing to a lot of people. And a lot of people were just like, "Oh, what's the point? What's the point of even trying if I'm not going to be valued and people are just going to look down at me and tell me I'm terrible?" No, I have zero brain issues from fighting. I've been invited to go back. I've done a couple rounds of that testing in Nevada. They have a big long-term testing program they're doing, and I can't remember what the name of that medical group is, but where the hospital is. Um, but I haven't been back because I've been busy. But I have zero cognitive issues. I have zero problems. I've talked about it, but my stance was I feel like they hype up that stuff more than it is, because I think they do want everybody to be soft and weak and not to train and not to be tough. And I get irritated about hearing people about, oh, you shouldn't have kids doing rough things when they're young because the brain trauma and I've been around contact sports and violent things since I was 9, wrestling, football, fighting, and I've seen a lot of things. A lot of people go through a lot of beatings and things, and I don't know. I feel like biology and other stuff you're doing, like performance enhancing drugs and crack and cocaine and meth and drinking, all those things add up too. And I think they have a big factor in long-term brain health. And I think just blaming contact sports, I think is just a reach. I think it's a reach. Sorry, but I think it is. I think my camera is doing that thing. There we go. Yeah, it's and my punch differential was pretty spectacular. I think my UFC punch differential was like 84-1, so like 84 of my strikes to 1 of theirs. I've gone whole fights without even getting hit. And any memory issues or things that I might have today, or things that I've always had. Like I've always had a real issue with names. I don't know why. When you tell me your name, I don't remember it. I have to see it written down. If you write your name down, I'll remember it. If I can put an image and your name spelled out together, like I got it. But so like I need to put like name tags on people. I think when I have my gym, when I open my gym, I think I'm gonna get the gis that have a patch right here that you can write your name on. So everybody will have their name on their gi. So I can be like, yes, Bob, yes, Travis, yes, Troy. And then after you get to your blue belt or something, you can get a different gi with no patch and your name on it. So they can remember. Oh, Michael, big gap between good amateur and good pro fighter in a gym. Like there's a huge gap between good pro fighter and pro fighter. Like the amateur thing doesn't really mean anything to me at all, other than you don't get paid to fight. That's it. I don't see a lot of differences. I don't support amateur MMA. I think it's kind of a waste. The way things are structured and done, I don't like it. I think you're better off competing amateur in grappling and boxing and Muay Thai and wrestling. And then when you're ready to go pro, just go pro. Like I don't think you should fight amateur MMA. I don't like it. Oh, B, that's the thing, right? So B is saying, John has a very grounded, pragmatic point of view of both political parties. That's refreshing to see on YouTube. That's the thing. That's why I don't get tons of views or a lot of people like watching me or talking about my stuff. In order for the algorithm to push you, you have to pick a side. You have to say, oh, I'm totally on this side or totally on that side. And that's why I had this Instagram post that got a lot of views, because it sounded like I was taking the left side because it was anti-Doge, basically, or laughing at the Doge thing. And then it got pushed. It got picked up and pushed in the algorithm. I'm absolutely positively sure that's the thing that they're doing. Is like you have to pick a side. If you pick a side, then they'll push you because they want that division. They want a division of left, right, left, right. If you're somebody who's like on your own and independent, they don't want your point of view heard by anybody, because you have to pick a side. You must pick a side. You have to be left or right. You can't be saying they both suck, because they do. They both suck. The left is actually absolutely out of touch with reality, and insane, and the left and the right is super gay. They're super gay. They're super gay. And like they're more and more acting more in like Obama nights, more and more all the time. It's no different than 2011, 2012, saying something negative about Obama, the way they react. It's deja vu. I'm having deja vu. It's crazy. Yeah, power slap. No, if you can't defend yourself, it's not a competition. It's just stupid. It's a drunken bar game for dummies, and people with low vibrations are entertained by it. I'm not entertained in any way by it. There's only it's coming up to that time of year again, guys. It's coming up to the time of year. So we have to. This is the only power slap that matters. All right, you ready? That's the one. That's the only power slap that anybody needs to remember. Okay, that's the one. That's the power slap. I disagree, Lane. The new Doge under Elon is dumb. It's really dumb. Just make the cuts. Just make the cuts. You don't need to like do this extra theatric bull crap. Elon himself, I'm not a fan of. Like, yeah, X is a little bit better, but like it still suppresses some people. It still censors some people. He literally wants to put brain chips in you. He wants to put brain chips in people. We haven't addressed the government spying since 2012. The what's his name? I'm forgetting his name even. The what's his name? Revelations. The Snowden, right? When Snowden came forward, everything electronic has a back door, and the government's spying on you, and they're collecting all the information of everything you do all the time. Nothing ever was done about it. Nobody even talks about it anymore. It never stopped. So my guess is it's only ramped up. It's only gotten more intense. So these people are gonna help us. Why? Elon also makes a ton of money from government subsidies. I don't think he's our friend at all. He's gonna build these robots and self-driving cars. What's that gonna do to truckers and their jobs? How is that actually going to help people? I mean, Elon has a kid who's trans. He can't even take care and raise his own children not to be messed up. I don't trust this guy at all, and I just don't understand people. And he's not American. He's not American. Like I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Yeah, you can say certain things on Twitter now that you couldn't say before. Yeah. But like I don't trust this guy. I don't trust him at all. He's kind of funny. And I do appreciate the positive mentality that a lot of people have. I don't want to poo-poo on that. I want people to keep that positive energy, but they should have that positive energy because of themselves and what they're capable of by working hard, not because this guy I love did a thing. Like it's idol worship. I don't like it. Jake, I haven't really heard any of his stuff. I haven't heard his podcast stuff, but I feel like Jake is one of those guys who did take a hard stance on one side, on one direction, and I think he does get more attention because of that. Not that it's bad. I wish him all the success in the world. He's a smart guy. I like him. We've trained a lot together. We've competed against each other. I have nothing bad to say about Jake at all. But I'm just making that point. I think he did pick a side, and because you pick a side, you get pushed. And I don't care, man. I don't want to be on anybody's side. I just want to talk to people reasonably about things that are going on and find a better understanding of the world and where we're headed and what needs to be done. Zach, no, we didn't. I didn't ever train with any other college. That wasn't a thing that I'm aware of. I don't know if other people have ever done that. I haven't heard of that. It didn't knock my, mouthpiece out. I had a big gob of, big gob of Vaseline on my face, and he knocked the Vaseline. Vaseline went flying. Some people thought it was a tooth. It was not. I got them all. It was a big chunk of, um it was a big, chunk of, Vaseline. Lane, what are you talking about at Skates? Yeah, Bill Gates is horrible, but Elon's got a bunch of stuff up his sleeve. He's making robots. He's literally making robots. He's literally making self-driving cars. How many millions of truckers are gonna be out of a job? What are they gonna do? Where are they gonna go? Is that really necessary? Is that better for the world to put millions of people out of jobs? Are they just gonna get a monthly government check for hanging out then? Like, how do they live? How do they survive? And he literally has the Neuralink. He wants a brain chip. He wants to put a brain chip in people. Like, I don't trust it, man. Robot dogs are a problem. Man, keep defending him all you want. He's your idol. I'm sorry that I offended your savior, right? This is a religion. It's become a religion. If you have to defend somebody you've never met, you need to rethink a lot of things. Lesnar was a beast. Yeah, he wrestled us at Purdue. I remember seeing him. He was a big freaking guy then. But I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know anything about steroids. I really didn't know. I thought if you did steroids, you look like Schwarzenegger. You look like some kind of freak monster. I didn't understand anything about him. Yeah, I'd do Jake's show if he invited me. I wouldn't mind. Ari Emanuel, his father was listed as a terrorist by the Israeli government because of some of the stuff he was doing. Like, if you go down the rabbit hole of WME, the companies they own, the things that they've been involved in, his brothers, who are what they've been doing in government, his father, it's all dark. It's all really dark. It's really really dark, guys. Adam Rogers, did you ask this question last time? Head outside versus head inside? Head outside is generally called a high crotch, so there's no confusion. It's easier to say high C, high crotch, rather than head outside single, head inside single. It's just that way a single is a single and a high crotch is a high crotch. It keeps them separate. And you're right. There are issues with the head outside single, the high crotch. The high crotch I like because you have instant access towards the back. You're looking at the back in submission, wrestling, and fights and self-defense. But you also have to be really good at it. If you're not really good at it and you haven't practiced enough and you have bad posture and your head is down and you look down towards the ground, then you're more susceptible to chokes and they will have a little bit of access to your back also. So I think it depends on how good you are at it. You got to get really good at it to be competent there. Kept saying they push for biometric ID, internet ID, etc., using immigration and to protect young people as reasons. Let's see how they will push to go cashless and universal basic income. That's yeah, man. There's just a lot of things that sound good, but if you look long term, it could also be really nightmarish. Like I don't know, man. I'm more on the freedom thing. Jay, what is gifted 5 memberships? Level Dog, Robot Dog Society. What even is that? Oh, nice. You gave memberships? What are the memberships to? Are they to my stuff? I need to make more membership stuff. Thank you for that. That's awesome. And these are the guys who received these memberships. Yeah, there you go. Elon's dad worked UK intelligence. Oh, wow. Well, how surprising. You know, I don't know, man. Like money isn't the true. I'm responding to John Pico Jones here. Like money is not the true determining factor in wealth to me at all. It's not. It's friends, family, and your network. I've seen really rich people who are miserable, absolutely miserable people have miserable people around them. Their lives suck. I wouldn't trade anything for their money in their life. I don't want anything about their life. It's terrible. But I've seen poor people who have unbelievably awesome lives, super happy people. Some of the happiest people I met had the best lives that I could think of were people like in when I went to train in Thailand. Like some of those trainers, they just trained people all day. They made a little bit of money. They had their life. They had their families. They were super happy people. They were content with their lives. Like I'd rather have that. That's more. I'd rather have land and family. That's real wealth is to me. I don't care about, oh, what's your Lambo, bro? If I can't drive it in the mud, I don't give a shit. I don't want a Lambo. I don't like them. I don't think they're nice looking. I drove one in Vegas. We drove fast around the track, whatever. And it was fun, but like that was enough. I don't ever need to step foot in one again. That was fine. That was enough. Like 5, 6 laps around the track. I'm good. Bye. It's too small. I don't like sitting low to the ground. Driving around like that. It's stupid. I want an MRAP. I want an MRAP with a 50 cal. That's what I'm talking about. I'm old pro, all pro Lamont. Rolling with brown belts, black belts, who are hobbyists, not competitive. It's fun, but like I'm having fun too. I'm trying to just do jiu-jitsu and play and have a good time. I'm trying to win, of course. I'm not trying to give up positions, but it's a different mentality than smash, 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 must destroy, must win. You know, I just it takes a toll. It takes a toll on the body when I escalate things, you know, because I can deal with most of the hobbyists around like a level 6. A level 6, I can put that type of energy into it and do good. But you know, that level 9, 10, like I'm gonna hurt. I'm gonna be hurting for days if I crank it up that much, you know. Adam Rogers with the super chat. Thank you very much. Good question. How would you approach a fight with someone like Marab? Um, man, so your training is the biggest part of how you approach it. Like, what are you doing? And I'm going to spend a lot of times, if I'm coaching somebody, say I'm coaching a guy through this, I'm going to spend a lot of time putting him in positions on the ground where he's being controlled. And he's going to have to learn to fight out of those positions. Mount, back, half guard, side control, knee on belly, different positions. I'd have to watch some tape on Marab to see where he's dominant and what positions he holds on to a lot. And we're going to work on a lot of escaping from bottom. We're going to treat it like college wrestling, where you must escape from bottom. Otherwise, you're going to give up riding time. Maybe the sweeps and submissions come on that path, but your number one priority is to get up and get away. I have these videos up on my YouTube. If you go through the Fitch SMASH stuff, there's like 3 videos where we're training with Dave Camarillo, and we tried to have Dave, a black belt, work with a guy who was maybe a 1-stripe blue belt or a 4-stripe white belt at the time. Very low level jiu-jitsu, very competent for a low level guy. Not competent, but like basic white belt, basic advanced white belt. And that guy, all he had to do was hold Dave down. And we had Dave try a few different approaches. One was to sweep, one was to submit, and one was to escape. And the sweep and submit rounds took him multiples of minutes, and we just stopped because he didn't even get it done in that amount of time. When we said, okay, just escape from bottom, his average time was like 12 to 15 seconds to get out. So it was clear that just getting up and getting away was a much better way of dealing with being on the ground than sweeping and submitting. So I would teach a lot of that, a lot of escaping positions from bottom, a lot of sweeping and submitting, not a lot of sweeping and submitting, but a lot of getting up from the ground. Just get up, just get up, just get up. There's a process in how to do that. It's not as simple as it sounds, but that would be the way I would teach them. And we would spend a lot of time doing that, getting him dog tired and making him fight to his feet and get away. And then the stand-up, right? We're going to do some stand-up stuff, some wrestling defense, right? We're going to fight the wrestling hard to make him tired, but then concede the takedown when it gets to a place where we might get put in a bad position. Then get up right away, and then be active with the striking. Don't waste time. Like, we want to make him tired. We want to make him work by forcing him to wrestle us, forcing him to take us to the ground, and just exhausting him. Third round, you look for the KO. Man, philosophy. I haven't thought about philosophy in a long time. I think I've read a lot of stuff that I kind of just took with me, and I don't like focus on carrying that stuff. It's like reading a lot of books just for the sake of knowing what's in the books. It's like the was that How You Like Them Apples? Like, what was that movie? With Matt Damon. Was it Matt Damon? Not Matt Damon. It was the freaking, I can see their faces. Jason Bourne, the Jason Bourne guy. Right? How You Like Them Apples? Like, it's one thing to read and memorize all those things, but you got to implicate and put those things into your way of doing things. Right? I like the thing with Buddhism and the idea of things being temporary. Right? Things being temporary. I like the idea of focusing on what you can actually control and have an effect on. Things that don't affect you directly kind of are a waste of time worrying about. Another super chat. Mr. Pico Jones says, I appreciate your wisdom. Thank you. More should hear your perspective. How to be ready to fight someone bigger physiologically. Thank you again. Well, size matters. So if you find someone bigger, like cardio and speed and mobility are your biggest assets, right? Staying on the outside, in and out attacks. Yeah, think of it like guerrilla warfare. Think about the American Revolution, right? They didn't stand in lines and shoot the British because it was a much bigger entity, much bigger force. So they would stick and move, right? The what do you call them? The see, that's one of those things. Forget words. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I can't remember the word. Militia. There you go. Like the militias. The militias would stick and move, stick and move. You got to fight like that. You got to fight like the Vietnamese in the Vietnam War, right? Stick and move, stick and move. Don't go head on, right? Be like David, which David did in Goliath. Used range attacks, use angles, and have that cardio up. I don't know. Hopefully, I do the next cage regression. Hopefully, they give me a call and I come back. I tried my best to do a good job last time. Oh. So yeah, guys, we're wrapping up 2024. There were some good fights throughout the year, but I don't even remember a lot of them. I don't know. I just things seem like the quality of things is just dropping more and more over time. And I don't know, man. It's just weird. It's weird to me that the quality of things is dropping so much so quickly. Because it is. It's all about money. It's all about whatever. And capitalism. No, it's not. Capitalism is owning your labor. When you own your labor and you can sell your labor, you can sell your goods for whatever price you choose. That's capitalism. There's a lot of ways that you can use that positively and negatively. Okay, so don't just because some people are doing crony capitalism bullshit, or people are putting a thumb on the scale, or people are giving you cheap products and overpricing them. Don't blame capitalism on that, because otherwise you get something that's communist or worse, and it's controlled pricing, and you're not allowed to charge what you want to charge for your labor. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Why should somebody else tell you what your labor's worth? If you're a master craftsman and you're better at something than everybody else, then you should be able to ask for a higher price. That's capitalism. Don't get it twisted. Don't get all panties in a twist, because you got a lot of cheap scammers out there. Just be smarter about where you're putting your money and your time. Mr. Adam Rogers, I didn't have anybody who like surprised me with strength that much. I was a pretty strong guy. There was nobody who I was like, geez. There's plenty of people I practice with, who I train with, who I was like surprised with. Khabib was probably one of the most surprising. Gray Maynard also. Guys who were like just seemed way stronger than their weight class. What else we got? 2025, guys. 2025. I was trying to look at what fights were coming down the pipe, but nobody's got their card lineups online anywhere for me to see what fights are coming. So I don't know if we're gonna get anything good on that. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know what this next year is going to bring. I think that there's a lot of positivity because the culture war is being won, I think, a little bit. That's what I feel the most. There's a more of a swing in that direction. People are feeling more positive, and that's good. And just because I'm critical of people doesn't mean that I'm not for the the positivity, right? I just use that positivity to build something good, make something awesome. Do not wait for people to save you. Do not worship idols. Stop worshiping idols. They're just people. Anybody, anything that shits should not be worshipped. If it shits, don't worship it. That's pretty simple. It's just something that eats and shits. All right, no matter what it is, it can be cool. You can support it. You can be a fan. At the end of the day, don't worship it. Excuse me. Mr. Arnold, thank you very much for the super chat. Evening, John. Just wanted to put a little something in the cookie jar towards the bourbon fun. Roast. Thank you very much. I'm drinking the number one beer of all time. It's got the blue ribbon right on the can. It's right there. One of the gifts I got for the kids for Christmas, family gift, was an Xbox. An Xbox. Yes. Haven't had Xbox in a long time. The Xbox X Series. It's a new fancy thing. And I'm an old boomer. I had no idea. This one was the one I got was all digital. It's all digital. So you have to download everything from onlines. I got 2 games that were discs or whatever, and I was like, where do I put them? I couldn't find the slot, and there was no slot, so I had to return the games and try to buy them online. But yeah, I got downloaded the Red Dead Redemption 2. It's fantastic. It's pretty fantastic. I'm a fan. I'm a pretty big fan of that. Having fun with that, so I'll be playing that. So yeah, it's a big mistake to play guard in MMA. It's a big mistake to play guard in self-defense. Like in a fight where you can get hit, you can get slammed, you can get headbutted, you can get your eye poked. It's not a good idea to be on bottom. It's just not. You can be defensive. Yes, there are defensive things to do from that position, but you don't want to be there. You don't want to be on the ground. It limits your mobility. It limits your vision. It's not a good place to be. Yes, Trump will save us all. Let's hope. Let's hope. But honestly, you gotta save yourself, guys. You gotta save yourself. And that's the long and short of it. It comes down to you. What are your choices? Because there's a lot of people who just want somebody else to do everything, and that's where getting rid of agencies is going to be a problem. Because who's going to tell those people what to do? They need somebody to be in charge of them, because they don't want to be in charge of themselves. I know. I think the you can get the new Xbox Series X that takes discs, but I got the one they didn't tell me when I bought it, and I didn't feel like taking it back. Which kind of I think it's just like digital money. Like it's kind of garbage. It's like, oh, you said the wrong thing on the internet, so now you're banned from playing games. I think that's one of the things that could happen. It's gross. It's like, oh no, you tweeted something offensive. We're deleting all of your games and you can't play anymore. Like, tell me there's something in the contract that you have to agree to that says they won't do that. I don't think so. I don't think they will. I think that's a possibility. You're gonna tweet something offensive. Now you can't play video games. Your money is all frozen, or they took a bunch out as a fine, and you can't drive because your electric car is shut down. And then the robot dogs come to your door with the robot person to ask you questions. Then you have to get re-educated at the camp. Elon's super happy, fun robot camp. Because he's such a great person and would never do anything terrible. I do follow King of the Streets on Instagram. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. It's wild. I don't know if I'm okay with the biting. Like somebody got his ear bit off. Like it's a little much. Chill on the biting. Yeah, well, the game has like a whole terabyte of memory, and I think that's basically why it is. It's like an app. It's like a Fire Stick with a huge amount of storage on it. Not necessarily Greco-Roman because you have to get in certain clinch positions. Like you can wrestle. There's plenty of wrestling takedowns where your knees don't touch. Like you don't always have to shoot to a knee, especially when you're upright. When you're upright and you're not wrestling, you have plenty of opportunities to be low enough. You only need to have your belt line lower than their belt line to hit a takedown. You don't even have to follow them to the ground. But all right, guys, I think that's about it. That was a fun talk, but I got to go to the bathroom. All right. Have a great New Year's this Wednesday. We'll see you guys next week in the new year. And let's keep it positive. Let's go. I'm hoping for the best, but don't rely on others. Put the agency on yourself. Okay? You're the one that has to make it happen. Only you. Let's go. Let's